Welcome, Board of Directors and Executive Managers. I am Fernando Aguilar and I will be presenting the time series analysis I performed to recommend zip codes where to develop new rental properties. In this presentation, I will discuss how I selected the zip codes, filtering them according to median income, median home price, historical return on investment to date, and urbanization. After that, we'll see the time series analysis performed on monthly returns from the historical median home prices and build a time series model to forecast 10-year returns. After that, I will issue my recommendations according to the forecasts. The zip codes were filtered according to urbanization. Um, the zip codes selected for this step were the top 20% in the size rank. After that, I selected the zip codes with a average 1 year, the last year's average median price, to reflect the prices that we're most likely to encounter now, which is between the 35th and 60th percentile. Then I took into account the company's risk profile, and since you have a very conservative portfolio, uh, very risk averse, then all properties were filtered according to the coefficient of variation uh, with 1 decile above the median. So everything with 1 decile above the median and below is included in the universe of zip codes to take into account. And then from that universe, the top 5 zip codes with the highest return on investment to date were put into consideration for the time series analysis. The 5 zip codes we got were 70808 from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 29461 from Moncks Corner, South Carolina, 03820 from Dover, New Hampshire, 52722 Bettendorf, Iowa, and 70809 Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Then I performed the time series analysis on all of these 5 zip codes. On the first plot, we can see that there is a positive trend on all of them. However, this data had to be transformed into monthly returns because prices are autocorrelated with each other. The next period price depends on the previous price, while monthly returns, they're usually non-autocorrelated. Also, another benefit of doing this is easier to compare zip codes according to returns, since we would only need to know the total return in 10 years rather than compare them on prices, because then we would need to know the ending price and the beginning price. The model I fit on these zip codes is a Sorima model, which captured most of the signal in the data. As we can see from the plots, what we want to see is that the residuals, which is the data that is not included in the model, to be mostly white noise, which is that it's just random chunks that cannot be predicted. So most of the models followed the residuals followed a normal distribution, which can be seen in the histogram and in the normal QQ plots, and exhibit low autocorrelation. From the other plot, from the line plot, we can see that the model, although it's not a perfect fit, it does follow the pattern of the actual data in general. Now, I recommend for the company to invest in Dover, New Hampshire, Moncks Corner, South Carolina, and Baton Rouge, Louisiana, since on average they twofold the original investment um, in 10 years, whilst the other two zip codes that were considered, they either have a very low total return at the end of 10 years or even a negative return. Um, Further work, since forecasts are solely based on historic monthly returns, um, past performance does not necessarily predict future results. Therefore, to improve these models, it would be best to include exogenous variables. That means features that are not considered in the model at this moment, which could be historical crime rates, tax rates, population growth rates, that could capture more of the signal that was not captured with this model, and they should be taken into account. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions?